Today I'm going to be walking you through this entire system, which has generated our clients 9 to 24 times return on their investment, specifically for fitness businesses with memberships. For example, martial arts studios, personal training gyms, Pilates studios, CrossFit gyms, and more. These are the exact results we've driven through for our clients. In the first month, they spend £500 on Facebook ads and obtain 50 to 100 new leads. And then off the back of that, we obtain 25 to 50 new trial signups and then 10 to 25 new paying members. They charge roughly £40 per month for a membership and retain customers for an average of 12 months. So from this system, they are significantly scaling their business, putting £500 in and getting back a minimum of £4,800. And in today's video, I'm literally going to be breaking down the 12 AI agents and AI workflows we built that deliver these exact results all on autopilot whilst requiring zero of your time every week. You probably think these results aren't possible, but we've literally done it. So if you click off this video, I don't really care, it's your loss. If you're new to the channel, my name is Rahul and I run a 6-figure AI automation agency based in London, where we specialize in building AI agents to help businesses convert more leads while saving money and countless hours of time. If you're a business owner looking to leverage these exact systems in your business to help you drive more sales while saving time and money, head on over to the top link in the description below to book in a call with myself. Okay, so we can break down this entire system into 4 specific segments. First of all, we've got the process of converting new leads into actually booking their trial. Then second, we've got the trial booking to trial attendees. So this is the process of actually getting the person who has booked a trial to actually attend the trial. And then we've also got the trial customer to paying member. So this is the process of converting someone who has actually attended the trial into a paying member. And then finally, we've got several automations to actually squeeze more value out of paying members. So this would be for retention, upsells, reviews, and also gain referrals from them as well. So first of all, we'll just start off by discussing the process of taking a new lead into actually booking their trial. Now on the left-hand side here, you can see we've got various sources of leads. So for example, this could be Facebook and Instagram ads, it could be Google ads, it could be leads coming directly through the website, inbound phone calls or text messages. It could be leads coming through social media, so that could be a form linked in the bio, or even sending Instagram DMs or Facebook DMs, or someone directly messaging via WhatsApp. So these are all potential sources of leads. Now, off the back of that, we want to have various systems in place to take those leads through the process and get them actually booked in. So we have 4 different workflows here. So we've got the AI WhatsApp and SMS conversation and follow-up agent. So this actually has a conversation with the lead via WhatsApp or SMS, aims to pre-qualify them and get them booked in directly for their trial. And then we also have the email nurture workflow. So this is a series of 5 short-term emails which are sent out as soon as that lead comes through. So as soon as they opt in, we get their email address. We have 5 emails which go out over the course of 10 days or so. And then off the back of that, if they still don't book, they get added to our long-term email newsletter. So that can be in MailChimp, Beehive, ConvertKit, Brevo, whatever sort of software you want to use there to build that email newsletter. But the reason we have that is because we don't want to lose that email address. We've got that customer's information. They just haven't converted, but they are potentially still interested. So we can leverage that to kind of nurture them over time. And then we've also got our outbound voice AI agent appointment setter. So this is an outbound agent. As soon as that lead fills out the Facebook ad form, we've got their name, phone number, email, then they are passed over to our retail AI voice agent, which then initiates that call, takes them through the booking process and makes that booking in for us. And then finally, we've also got the inbound voice AI agent receptionist. So if there's an inbound call coming into the business, this could be someone who's interested in the trial, someone who's interested in just asking general questions, or perhaps they have a really specific question, in which case it might need to be transferred over to a human, or maybe it's even a call which is perhaps a waste of time, in which case the AI agent will handle that, it will disregard that lead and put them aside. So these 4 specific workflows here are dedicated to actually help businesses streamline the process of answering new leads and getting them to book in for a trial, getting them to actually come into the business and try out the service. So first off, let's dive a bit closer into the AI WhatsApp or SMS conversation and follow-up agent. So the way this is built is it's built within n8n. So within n8n, we have the AI conversation system built out. And this is basically an agent which is dedicated to having a conversation with the client, asking them pre-qualifying questions, and then directing them towards the booking. And the way this works is the message is sent out directly via WhatsApp or SMS. That's sent out directly to the customer, and that's generally through GoHighLevel, which is the CRM platform we use. And we integrate that CRM platform with the n8n conversation agent that we built out, as well as the AI follow-up agent as well. So if there's no response from the customer after 1 day, we then pass over to our follow-up system where our follow-up agent will actually generate a completely tailored follow-up message for that customer, and then that is sent out. So this one system in itself is super simple and can add a huge amount of leverage to any business that is running Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, or just getting a lot of inbound leads. Now, the second workflow, which is absolutely essential, is hitting these leads via email. So what we do is we send out one email, we wait a couple days, send out a second email, wait a couple days, third email, wait a couple days, fourth email, wait a couple days, and then the fifth email. So this goes over the course of about 10 days or so, and it really helps us to build urgency and get that lead pushed through the sales process. The reason we hit them via email is because sometimes people will opt into Facebook ads and they will use a fake mobile number, or they might fill out the contact form on the website, use a fake number, but they tend to enter their real email because people don't mind being contacted via email compared to via their phone number. And then once they've come through the sequence of 5 emails, we then wait 3 days and we add them to the long-term email newsletter. That's only if they actually haven't converted into booking a trial. The main purpose of this newsletter is to convert any new leads into actually booking that trial in. So everything we write within the newsletter and send out will be fully tailored to that specific topic. Now, with this email newsletter, it is manually written, but there are several automations we can build to actually streamline the writing process and use AI. But it's definitely very important to have that human input, especially when creating forms of content like the newsletter, social media posts. It's really, really important to have that human connection with the customer, hence why we don't like to use AI for that full process. Now, the third workflow here is the outbound voice AI agent appointment setter. Now, this is really, really powerful because we are able to get on top of that lead right away. So as soon as the lead fills out that Facebook form, we have a retail AI voice agent which phones up that lead right away, and it actually directs the lead via the booking process. So we have a booking agent built out in NA10, which basically gets the lead booked in directly via Go High Level, which is the CRM platform we would use. We also log all of the data we collect from initiating that outbound call. Now, if the lead does not actually answer the call on the first time, we will double dial, and then we will call them every single day across the period of 5 days to make sure we stay on top of that lead and have the most possible chance of actually converting them. Now, we obviously don't want to pester the lead, so we only double dial over the course of 5 days, but that maximizes the chance of actually getting through to them. And all of the information and all of the data we actually obtain is logged in our dashboard, which again is integrated into the high-level interface that we have. Now, this dashboard is super important and it's often overlooked when people build out voice agents. The dashboard basically allows us to track all of the metrics, all of the data, see all of the conversation recordings, understand why people are converting and why they aren't converting, and then basically iteratively improve the process. So it's really, really important to be tracking the data, especially when you're building out a voice agent. So if you want to be getting the best possible results, you definitely need one. And then next we have the inbound voice AI agent receptionist. So the way this works is whenever an inbound call comes through, we then pass that call over to our retail AI voice agent, which answers and then directs the lead via the relevant path. So if the lead asks a general FAQ and the agent is actually trained on that information, then it can just go ahead and answer straight away. But if the lead asks a really niche question, which maybe the agent can't handle, then it transfers the call over to a human, where the human can actually handle it from there. But if a human is not available, maybe the call is made in the middle of the night, then the AI will log that information, send an email over to the relevant person from the relevant department, and then they can go ahead and initiate a call, give that lead a call, and then handle it the next day. Now, if the lead is called in and they are maybe not interested because the business doesn't offer the service they're looking for, or maybe they're unqualified, then we can also log that as well within the system. But again, if the lead is qualified, then the AI booking agent will kick in, which is again built in with an NA10, and that will basically process the lead, make the booking directly into the CRM platform, which is high level, and then all of that data is logged within our CRM. One other key aspect of this system is we have a workflow which can actually extract data from the CRM and pass that over to the agent. For example, if we want to obtain the email address, the name, business name, the phone number, or any other relevant details, maybe like the conversation history, we can pull that information directly from the CRM, pass that into the voice agent as a dynamic variable, and then the voice agent can actually reference that information within the conversation. So for example, if that lead has actually phoned in the past before, we will have a log of their conversation history, and the agent can actually reference the past conversation within the current conversation as well. So that's extremely useful to have. And again, all of that data is directly logged within the CRM. And we also have an inbound voice agent dashboard, which allows us to track all of the calls, all of the recordings, all of the call statuses as well, and also see all of the minutes used and basically get a breakdown of every conversation so we can understand exactly how the agent is performing. We can look at conversion rates, and that just helps us to actually iteratively improve the agent over time so we can ensure it just gets better and better as we go on. So that's pretty much it for the new lead to trial booking segment of the system. This segment is arguably the most important aspect to have because it's generally the hardest to get on top of those leads straight away, handle their inquiries, and get them booked in. And that's basically 60% of the work. Once you've got them come into the business to actually try out the service, then it's a lot easier to convert them. Okay, so now let's move on to the second segment, which is getting the person who has actually booked in the trial to attend the trial. So this is really, really simple. The way this works is we have a booking confirmation workflow. Now within this workflow, what we do is as soon as that person books in the trial, we have a confirmation which is sent out either via SMS or via WhatsApp. This depends on where you're based. So if you're based out in the United States, then SMS is generally better in terms of sending out confirmations. But if you're based in the UK or elsewhere in Europe, then WhatsApp is generally the better option. And then we also send out an email confirmation. So as soon as they book, they have that confirmation via email and also via a channel of text on their phone. So that can be SMS or WhatsApp. So this is generally how we frame that confirmation message. We'd be like, hey, first name, congratulations, your free trial session is confirmed for the appointment start date and time. Please arrive 10 minutes beforehand to book in and meet the team. Please ensure you arrive in the correct attire to avoid issues on the day. So this is just general information related to the actual business. And we can say, we look forward to meeting you. We give them directions as well for where they should attend. And we also give them the option to reschedule and cancel, because this will streamline the process. Because instead of someone actually messaging in and saying they can't make their selected time slot, and then our team will have to manually handle the rescheduling, we just give them the link so they can go ahead and reschedule straight away. Now we've also given them the option here to cancel their trial. This isn't hugely necessary because obviously we want to create as much friction as possible to prevent people from actually canceling their trial. So this is something that we can just leave out and just, disregard completely. But perhaps this is something you might want to keep in, because if people don't actually have the option to cancel their trial, they might just not show up, and then it might just be a waste of your time. So after that initial confirmation, we then send out a reminder 24 hours before the time of their actual booking. And it will just be a quick reminder. It'll be like, hey, first name, quick reminder, looking forward to seeing you for your free trial session tomorrow. And that's basically it. It's a super simple, quick message, just really short and snappy, and basically reminds them of the trial. And then after that, we have a short reminder 6 hours before their booking. So in this message, we can actually include a little bit more information in the form of a video, which can be nice to actually welcome the customer to the branch and get them sort of introduced to the team. And also just set expectations as to what will be happening on the day. And then finally, we have one more reminder, which will be an hour before the actual booking. This will just have that video in case they haven't watched it already, and also just have the key information from the previous messages. So it's a really simple flow to actually maximize those show up rates, because it's obviously important that the customer has all of the information they need before actually coming in for the trial. Now, if someone cancels or doesn't show up, we also have this workflow in place to handle that. So what we do is if someone cancels, we send out an initial message via email and also via SMS or WhatsApp. So if they cancel, they have that message. If they don't show up, they have that message as well. There is a different message based on whether they cancel or don't show up. For example, if they cancel, the message will be a confirmation of the fact that they canceled. Whereas if it was a no-show, the message would be more along the lines of, I noticed you couldn't make it, but you seem super eager to join us. So here's the link if you want to be rebooked in. Feel free to let us know if you have any questions. And then off the back of that, we then pass over to our AI WhatsApp and SMS conversation plus follow-up agent, which basically initiates the conversation again with the customer, follows up with them, and aims to get them rebooked in again. So these workflows are super simple just to get that customer to actually attend their trial. And if they don't attend, we have the relevant follow-ups in place to chase them down and get them rebooked. Now, the next stage, which is super important, is to get that trial customer into a paying member. So the way this works is we have two systems here. We have the AI WhatsApp and SMS post-trial conversion and follow-up agent, which basically follows up and messages the customer after their trial, provides them with the relevant information as to the next steps if they want to sign up for the trial. And if they don't sign up, we then have our follow-up agent in place, which will follow up with the customer, find out why they haven't signed up yet, and basically help to handle their objections. Now, if the member does sign up, we have an automated onboarding system in place as well. So we send them the welcome email, a welcome message as well, and then we also add them to the registration system, which can be built within Airtable. And we also have a specific members portal, which can be built out into a mobile app, which can be within a platform like Passion.io. And then we also have an automatic invoicing and payment management system, which can be built out through Stripe, or we can also use something like GoCardless as well, depending on what payment gateway you want to use. And then we add the member to the newsletter system, which is exclusively for paying members. So we have two audience segments there. We have one which is specifically the paying members, and then we have one which is for everyone who is pre-membership status. Now, obviously, this system here isn't absolutely essential, but it helps to streamline the process even further and save you a lot more time in the long run. So all you guys really need to focus on dialing in with this system is nailing the specific service you offer, as well as also nailing the marketing on the front end in terms of the Facebook ads, Google ads, the website, driving traffic through to all of these sources of leads. Now, the final segment of this entire infrastructure, which is pretty useful to have, is the process of squeezing as much value out of the paying members as possible. So we've got four different systems here. We've got the membership expiry plus renewal reminder automations. We've got the customer reviews automation, customer referrals automation, and then the customer newsletter automation. So let's start off with the membership expiry plus renewal reminders automation. Now, if the membership is expiring soon, we send an email to the customer. We also send a message that can be via WhatsApp or SMS. And if the membership is not renewed, we then pass over to our AI follow-up agent, which is built within n8n, which will follow up with that lead and is specifically tailored to follow up with leads to get them renewed for their membership. So we then send them a follow-up message via WhatsApp or SMS. Now, it's worth noting that this doesn't just have to be one follow-up message. We can have 3 to 5 tailored follow-up messages in this sequence to actually stay on top of that lead and get them renewed for their membership. And then next, we have the customer reviews automation. So what we do here is we ask them for feedback. That would just be a simple message just to gauge how they've enjoyed the service. If they've provided good feedback, then we can request for a review. If they've provided bad feedback, then we can send an internal notification to the team and the team can actually handle it from there. So we don't request for a review. The benefit of doing this is we are isolating the customers who leave good feedback to also leave a review. So this ensures we only get 4 and 5-star reviews, which helps with Google rankings, Facebook rankings, and basically helps the business to stand out more when people are searching for it online. And again, if there's no review left, we can pass over to our follow-up agent, which can follow up with the lead and prompt them to get that review. And then next we have the customer referrals automation. So we can ask a new member, maybe a week or 2 into them actually using the service, we can ask them for a referral. If they have someone that they can refer us to, then great. If they don't respond, then we have our follow-up agent to actually follow up with them and try to get that referral off them. But with this follow-up sequence, I would recommend not being too pushy. So maybe just drop 1 or 2 follow-ups just to see if they have someone they can refer us to. But if not, then it's fine. We obviously don't want to be too pushy here. And then finally, we have the customer newsletter automation. So we have a Google Sheet where we can have different topics for the email newsletter. And then off the back of that, we have an AI email agent, which can extract those topics from the newsletter, which were added by the client, and write out a tailored email based on that information. We can then also add a human review step in here as well. So if the client wants to review the email content which was written by the agent prior to it being sent out, then they can do. And that can be added into the Google Sheet, which the client can then go ahead and actually review. They can approve, they can edit it. And then once they've approved it, it can be sent out via an email newsletter to all of the existing paying customers. And within these newsletters, we can also upsell different items. So we can sell different pieces of kit, sell products that we are affiliated with, and obviously much, much more. So these 4 automations here are really useful to retain, upsell, gain reviews, and gain referrals as well. So basically squeeze a lot more value out of paying members. Now, if you're interested in having these exact systems implemented for your business or interested in white labeling our tried and tested system to sell directly to your clients, then visit the top link in the description below and book in a call with myself. And also don't forget to subscribe, comment, hit the like button if you like these videos, and let me know if there's anything specific you guys would like to see. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.